involved. It was hard work. It was sacrificing. It was committing to each other. It was trusting each other. And the effort was there every single night. And, they played themselves into the Eastern Conference Finals, with a chance to go to the finals. But, Milwaukee is a really good team. They're a really good team. I know they was missing Giannis, but that team was on a mission. They've been on a mission for the last couple of years. Every time we tried to make a run tonight, they answered. And, they just, Bud and his crew really just did a solid job in this series. I thank them. I thank them for committing. I thank them for sacrificing. I thank them for trusting and believing. Because none of this would have happened if we didn't do all of those things. And they did. They sacrificed. They committed. They believed in, what we were trying to do here, the changes that we were trying to make, taking that next step, committing to each other, playing the game the right way, playing the game together. And all of those guys did that. We had a ton of injuries this season, and, guys like Solomon and Tony Snell, Brandon, they all stepped in when they got their opportunity and made the most of it. And then you have Clint and Kevin and Bogey. Cam comes back from an injury and gives us a lift. Trey just, I've seen a lot of growth in this team, in Trey leading this team. And as I, told him, this wasn't a fluke. This wasn't luck. He's built for this time of the season, and he did a hell of a job leading his team here. I think I told them that it certainly could be. They've gotten a taste of what it takes to get here. It's hard. It's hard, and they committed to working hard and basically approached it one game at a time. And they beat some really good teams, New York and Philadelphia, to get here. So. This could be the start of something that is consistent. I know the organization, Tony just talked about his commitment to this team and this organization to continue to win. They want to win here. He wants to build a winner, and he's willing to do whatever it takes. That was his message to the team. And, I have a great deal of respect for these guys and their approach to this season and my coaching staff. It doesn't happen if this coaching staff doesn't do the job that they did for me to take over a team mid-season and for this team to have the turnaround that it did. A lot of things had to fall in place and work for us. And the coaching staff did a great job of helping me adjust and adapt, keeping these guys mentally, physically ready to go. And, we all challenge ourselves and each other to have a successful season. So I want to give, thanks to those guys as well. I saw a guy, the message was no regrets. We don't want no regrets after this game tonight. And we leave everything we have out on the floor. And that's what I saw from Trey. The fact that he hasn't done anything on the floor since the injury. This was the first time that he has done anything live on the floor. So he was gassed. He was breathing hard. Cam was the same way. Both of those guys, tonight left everything they had out on the floor. And I thought, as a group, I thought we did. And that was the message. No regrets at the end of this game. Empty your tank. And I thought this group, they did.
You mentioned some talk in the locker room about the vision you see from this team going forward, things you guys can do. You obviously still technically have interim tag on your title. Do you want back with this group going forward?
We're gonna talk. Of course, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna talk with this organization. I just appreciate them giving me the opportunity, and thankful that they had the trust, to put me in charge of running this organization. So we will have a conversation here, I'm sure, pretty soon.
Jeff, Nate, was it a given that Trey was going to try to go tonight? And from your view, what could he do?
No, it wasn't a given. This morning, he did not do anything on the floor. We had a walkthrough. He was getting treatment. He was watching from the sidelines, and watching the game plan. So he really hasn't done. He didn't do anything except for the test that they put him through before the game. They put him, through some tests before the Milwaukee game, and that test consists of some movement, seeing if he can jump off of it, seeing what type of pain tolerance he has to go through. He did that again tonight. Again, 40 minutes, about 40 minutes before the game, our trainer came up and said that Trey is going to go.
And it seemed like not only was he not explosive, but a couple times early in the game where he was sort of hesitated and had a couple turnovers. Was it clear to you that he wasn't going to be Trey?
Well, we knew that he was going to, he had the injury. So, of course, he wasn't going to be the guy that we are used to seeing out there. But, you have to take a lot of things into consideration. The first thing is he's not going to injure himself anymore by going out there and playing. And, that's going to be the first thing that they talk about. And if he feels that he can help this team, then we'll let him play. And he felt that he wanted to give it a try. I saw some times where he was grimacing, but the effort that he gave us, I thought it's really more than I expected.
Yeah, I'm sorry, one follow-up to this question. I know it's, you said you're right after the game, I get that, but so you and Tony are going to talk about the future, but should we not just assume that you want to come back?
Jeff, we were talking. But this was the conversation when I took over, was that you got the team for the year, and a lot of good things have happened. We'll talk at the end of the season. So the end of the season is here. So I'm sure we will have a conversation. But I've enjoyed working with this group. I've enjoyed working with this organization, and I'm sure we'll have a conversation here soon.
Back to Sarah.
Another question about Trey, but kind of in a different direction. Just overall, I know he kind of got injured late, but just how did you see him handle his first playoff run? And just the maturity as kind of the leader of this team?
I think he's built for this time of the season. You need a player that can create and put the ball in the basket, but create opportunities for his teammates, that has that confidence that he has shown out on the floor. He's fearless. He doesn't back down from anyone or any type of challenge. You know, teams have put bigger physical players on him. Teams have double teamed him. They've knocked him down. You know, they've done a lot of things that you do to good players like that. And, you know, this kid continues to take that and find ways to be productive. And, you know, seen a lot of good players and great players in this league. And I think he has that potential. I really do think he has that potential. You know, he gives everything he has when he's out there on the floor. You know, this guy is committed to winning. You know, he's committed to this team. And he has a talent, a special talent that you need in order to have success this time of the year.
Chris? You only coach Cam for a few games, but what do you think about him moving forward and his outlook?
I mean, I just think about this. It's a young team with a lot of talent, and you know, you think about Trey, and you think about John, and you think about Dre, DeAndre. You think about Cam. You know, that core is a good group, and you know, the fact that I only coach Cam for 3 games, and you know, trying to figure out how to use him. And you know, tonight he got hot, and we just kind of created some options for him. You know, so I've really, you know, took to Cam when I first got here. He he was a kid that I talked to early, and was really wanting to coach him. You know, I think he has a lot of, you know, I see a lot of Paul George in Cam, his length, his ability to defend, you know, working on his offensive game. Tonight, he shot the ball well, you know, shooting the 3 as well as putting the ball on the floor, getting to the basket. Kind of the makeup is really similar. And, you know, he showed that he has a lot of potential. You know, so you know, that's a talented player.
After how last season ended for you, what has this run meant for you just personally from starting there as an assistant, taking over this season, and now getting this responsibility? What goes behind it?
It's truly a blessing. It really is. You know, a lot of my family members and friends and my pastor, you know, you talk about, you know, when one door closes, another door opens. And, you know, I didn't expect this to happen, but it did. And it was just a blessing. You know, it really was a blessing. I really didn't look back on what had happened, you know, last season. My focus was on, you know, once I got this opportunity to come down and try to help, you know, first Coach Pierce, and then when the opportunity presented itself for me to coach this team, to try to make it better. And, you know, that was just the focus this entire season, trying to make it better here for this organization. And, you know, it really was a blessing. I thank God for all the opportunities and the blessings that have been provided to me this year.
All right, we're going to switch to Jelani and get a couple questions from the Zoom room.
Time for 2 from Zoom. They will come from Maria Martin and then Jamila Johnson.
Coach, I'm sure it's probably hard to rein in all of the emotions right now and think back about the whole scope of the season, but what has this group in particular really taught you, and what do you take away as a coach from this group?
They've shown a lot of growth, and they certainly have improved over the season. They are a resilient group. They are a group that committed and sacrificed uh, and connected throughout this season. I never had to question their effort this season. It was a challenge to them as well as the staff that we needed to be better, and they accepted that challenge, and they were better. They continued to improve, and they did some things that uh, you know uh, surprised a lot of people. We talked about shocking the NBA. I think this group this year, they did shock the NBA with their sacrificing and their commitment to each other, the trust that they showed, uh, the work that they put in to get to this point.
Hey, Coach. I know you talked a lot about the growth of the players, but coming from a personal aspect, have you grown at all during this playoff run? And what have you learned about yourself? Have you reinforced anything about yourself?
Yes, I've become a lot more patient uh, than I've been. I've had a few friends and a few people to say, "Old school Nate would have done this or done that, or would have responded or reacted in this way." I've been patient. I've grown myself tremendously with this group, and I say that because I've allowed these guys to uh, be themselves. You sometimes you try to create a culture, and it's kind of your way or the highway. And this season it was more adapting to the players and how they learn and how different ways to motivate and keep them lifted. So I've become a lot more patient uh, with players, with the game, with myself, uh, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it this season.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. My boy, you're fucking nice.
Check, check, check. All right. People get started
Goof
questions
ass
in the
dude.
room. We'll start with Sarah Spencer.
I know it's a tough note to end on and a tough loss, but just what can you say about this team's ability to still fight back in a game like this? And is that kind of a reflection of how you guys have how your season has played out as well? Going from 14-20 to now the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, yeah, for sure. That has a lot to do with it. The grittiness, the competitiveness that we played with all year, the never die attitude that we've had. Um, I think it speaks a lot, about our team and the way we've been able to handle these playoffs. Given the shortcomings we've all faced this year. So, hats off to all our guys.
Chris.
Yeah, definitely. I felt that way from the beginning of the year. Honestly, from when we drafted, Kevin, Trey, Cam, and Dre. Bruno, all those guys. I felt it then. So to see it, manifest itself is beautiful. So I'm just hoping we can continue to build.
I mean, now you're absolutely right. I mean, we kind of had a connection when I first met him. Um, I mean, he just told me to just play my game. I had that in a minute, man. So it felt good to just, have my flag that was on my side. Um, and I'm always gonna have his back for sure. But good dude, great relationship.
Jeff?
For both of you, when did you first find out that Trey was going to play? Do you think you tried all along, and then how quickly, sort of in the game as you're watching it, did you realize, I mean, this guy's just got it out, but it's not going to be easy for Trey.
Yeah, I think I really figured it out as we were putting on our jerseys and just trying to head out onto the court. It's really a game time decision on his part, and as you said, he went out there and competed his ass off. Competed like a true champ, and tried to just lay it out there on the line for his team, and that's all we can respect from him.
Tim?
Obviously, I guess actually both of you guys, Chris Middleton obviously has been a key guy for them in this series. What was he able to do in that second half?
Hey, Jelani, can I get a question in here when you go to the Zoom?
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that for us?
Yeah. Chris Middleton has obviously been a key guy for them in the series. That biggest game for our integration thing. He was able to get a bunch of shots in the third quarter.
I got you.
What did he do to kind of get going there in the second half?
Yeah, he's just a great player, very skilled player, and once he catches the rhythm, we don't like anybody to catch a rhythm, but everybody in this league is a pro for a reason, and once a guy gets hot, it's just tough to stop. So, as I said, hats off to Chris, who had a great series, and we just got to give him credit.
I know Dan mentioned this a little bit before, but just for asking Nate, he's still got technically an interim title on his resume. Do you expect him to be the coach here next year?
Yeah, I would expect it to be a major shock if we didn't see Nate back as a coach of the Atlanta Hawks next year. I would definitely be extremely surprised.
What about working under him the past few months have you appreciated most?
Honestly, just his honesty with us. He's a real old school type of guy, and I feel like he challenges us on a day-to-day basis, and I feel like that's the biggest thing for me. He's always challenged every single one of us to be two-way players, and I just feel like that's helped all of us grow and develop a playoff mentality.
Chris?
I mean, it was definitely a nice little stepping stone, but that ain't gonna matter next year. So I just gonna go home, get in the gym. I mean, just work. As simple as that. Everything. I knew you was gonna ask that. Everything.
Jeff?
John, I'm just wondering what your emotions are right now. I mean, on one hand, the end of any season is tough, but the flip side is you obviously had a great season and you show it from us. I'm just wondering kind of where you're at.
Yeah, it's a feeling I've never really felt before. Obviously feeling like we had a real chance to hold up that Larry O'Brien trophy, coming short, understanding all of the positive things that we've done in this year to help us get to this point, and all of the things that I didn't do or feel like I could have done harder, or been locked in or more focused on are flooding in my mind as well. So, it's just a rush of a lot of emotions that I don't necessarily understand how to process yet, but I can tell you that I'm proud of this group and the way we've battled and competed up to this point.
How is it tough? I guess just how tough is it that
No, of course, I don't like to see our guys down, but that's sort of the issue or the Achilles heel for I feel like our team and a lot of teams this year is we've never really had a chance to truly have a fully healthy roster with the change in schedule and COVID tests and no practices and a bunch of stuff that we don't necessarily talk about. But we don't like to make excuses, and I felt like that's why we were as competitive as we were, is because we didn't use it as an excuse the entire year. We just competed.
First question from Zoom come from Zach Klein.
John, the future is bright to say the least in this city. The fact that you guys put Hawks basketball back on the map, your feeling towards that and the future of this team, this core.
Yeah, it started with our young core that we were, drafted and stuck together. We have a great relationship, and I felt like what we've been able to do this year, as I said before, in the midst of all the chaos and new obstacles that we had to overcome, is a big stepping stone for us going into the future, and we just got to build on that.
Maria Martin.
John, kind of building off of Zach's question a little bit, what makes you feel like this team is now built for sustainable success?
Well, I feel like it was the one thing that we were missing, and that was playoff experience. We got to taste a little bit of that. Obviously, didn't end the way we wanted, but I feel like that was the most important part. I definitely feel like we have the young talent, Dre, myself, Cam, Trey, everybody here. I feel like, the young core is here, the veterans are here, the coaching. We just needed some experience to sort of hang our hat on and understand what it feels like.
Brandon Harper.
Hey, Cam, you had a heck of a game today. 6 threes coming off the bench, which is a record for a Hawks player coming off the bench in the playoffs. A lot of guys in the league, a lot of young guys who you come up with through the AAU circuit give you a lot of respect and they know your game. But for a lot of other people in the league who may not have known what you can do, what do you think you showed them since you've been back?
I'll do it on both sides of the ball. I'm going to get after it defensively, offensively. It don't even matter. I don't really know how else to say it. It's pretty self-explanatory, I feel like. In the most respectful way possible, by the way. I ain't trying to be,
Hello, guys. Great season, first of all. John, your team was 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. How confident you are about next season that you're gonna put those 2 wins?
Extremely confident. As I said before, we never had our fully healthy squad the entire year. Even up to this point. So, with that in mind, hopefully, everything goes well injury wise. We can come back fully healthy and. Definitely feel like we can make the same attack, make the same push, for sure.
And for you, Cam, Coach McMillan said that he sees a lot of Paul George on you. What kind of reward for you is this?
Say it again one more time, the question.
Yeah, Coach McMillan said before that he sees a lot of Paul George in your game. What kind of reward for you is this?
He said what kind of reward?
He said he sees a lot of Paul George in your game. What does that mean to you? Like Coach said.
That's an honor. Y'all seen PG playing. It's a complete honor. Coach, thank you if you're watching. But man, I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to, go home, get to the nitty gritty, and just come back as Cam Reddish. So y'all can call me Cam Reddish.
I like that too.
The final question will come from Deshaun Tate.
Two-part question, I guess. The first part for you guys is what is it exactly that you want Hawks Nation, who have been down with you guys for so long, especially with there being a time that you guys weren't really playing so well as a team, and it showed in the results all the way up until this point. What is it that you want people and Hawks fans that stuck with you through that process to remember the most about this season?
If anything, I want them to remember is that we're not done yet. I feel like this is one of the first stepping stones for us to become as successful as we want to be. We're still hungry, and I feel like we have a lot more to fight for. We love each other as a group, and as I said before, we're not done.
right, I think that's all. Cam, John, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all, guys.
All right, Trey Young is here. We're going to start with in-person questions. We'll begin with Chris Kirschner.
Yes, of course. I definitely feel like this is a start. I mean, this is the beginning. Like we've accomplished so much in this year. But just the guys in the locker room, the young guys, like we all understand that this is just the beginning. And I mean, it's fun. We have the city excited, and I mean, we want to keep it this way. I mean, all I wanted to prove coming into the season was that I can win. I remember Sarah asked me that before the season started, and I just remember telling her that I didn't care about no individual things, accolades, anything else. I just cared about winning, and I think hopefully people have a different mindset when they look at me in that type of light.
On that note of winning, going from starting out 14-20 to now battling in the Eastern Conference Finals, just what does it say about this team's, I guess, intangibles as well? Like you spoke about the building blocks, but also that resiliency.
Just that we have the pieces. Like we got the talent. We got guys that you see we can do it, and you see the flashes that we can do it. It's hard. Like this shit is hard as hell, and it's it's not easy. They've been here multiple times before and haven't been able to take that next step. And I think for us, being able to go through this for a first time early, it's really good for us. I think it'll only help us.
Is it tough at all to end on the note of it doesn't seem like you're quite 100%? You know, is it? I know you guys have battled the injury bug all year. Deandre's been out.
Yeah.
Is it tough to end on a note where you're not full force?
Of course. I mean, everybody in this playoffs, they don't want players hurt. And for me, not being able to be out there for my team for 2 games, and then tonight, just wanting to battle and try to fight through it as much as I could, and try to be out there for my team. It's definitely frustrating not being healthy and not being able to give my full 100%. So yeah, no, it definitely was a little bit frustrating.
You knew when you woke up this morning this was a potential elimination game tonight. Was anything going to keep you up at work?
Not from trying. I was gonna try it eventually. I mean, it's a bruise. It's gonna be pain. I still have pain. It's gonna be like this for at least a couple more days, and so I knew I wasn't gonna be able to feel 100%. So I was gonna go out and at least try and try to do it again.
Is there any way you could express to us what you couldn't do? And I know guys don't like to use injuries as an excuse, but
Yeah, yeah, you know me. I don't use injury as an excuse, but for me, when you're my bruise is on my heel, so like all my pushing off and off my right foot. It's not anything that could really damage it worse, but it was more pain tolerance and just fighting through the pain. So when I was running, I knew it wasn't gonna get worse, but I could feel, you know what I'm saying? You can feel pain in it, and that's all it was.
there was a point, it might have been when you came out of the game in the first quarter where you kind of slammed your hand down on the chair. Was that just frustration?
Yeah, it's just frustrating just being rusty early on. It was just me being rusty, and I was mad. I made some few of my mistakes.
Trey, Nate said in here before the message to you guys before the game was not that any regrets when you came off the court. And you thought that certainly applied to you. You left everything out there. Is that how you felt when you walked off the court?
Yeah, of course. I didn't want to have any regrets after the night. Didn't want to go, not play, and then think to myself all off season if I could have been out there and played. If I could have helped my team at all in any way, it would have hurt me. So just go out and just play and at least leave it all out there on the floor. That's all we could do.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you the past couple of days, but what was it? Obviously, Sean would be a great defense competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty tough for you to have to sit and watch a couple of round games.
Yeah, no. It's the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't want to miss any games. I don't miss regular season games. So, like my rookie year, I didn't miss any games besides the last one, and it was to get Cam Reddish. So, I don't like missing games. Period. So, Eastern Conference Finals, I didn't want to miss any game, but this just sucks. It's just how it happened.
I think I will know what your answer is, but Nate's still technically an interim coach. Is there any reason that he should not be the coach going forward?
Nah. I don't see interim on his label here soon. So in my mind, I don't think that'll be the case that much longer.
Sarah?
Kind of on the topic of Nate, just how much credit do you give him for helping to transform? I mean, I know it's a group effort, but how much credit do you give him to transforming this team and getting you guys pointed in the right direction and sustaining that as well?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a group effort, but we all play a role in our success. And Nate is a big piece of our success. Just his trust in me, his belief in everybody. I mean, competitiveness, it really rubbed off on everybody. And we were all really fighting for each other and believed in each other. And I think it all started from his messages. And you could tell it really was a trickle-down effect to everybody in the locker room. So I think when it comes to his part of our success, I think that's the big thing.
Chris?
What do you feel like this team needed to change with taking this point?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
What do you think this team needed to change to get to this point after this point?
I think we just needed to. I don't know. I felt like we had the talent the whole time. I felt like we had the talent from the beginning, and we just needed to find a way to put it together and really buy into each other. And I think also guys got back healthy. After we got guys healthy, we really just fought and we just battled all season, and it turned our 14 and 20 season to totally different. So I think it's really we just bought into each other and we just kept fighting. We never gave up.
What makes you confident that this is the group that could potentially win a title together?
I mean, first of all, I always have confidence in myself, and I know the guys in this locker room we always have confidence. And I think the thing to be special with any group is we have to have confidence, and this group has that. And it's a big part of what Nate preaches. Go out there and play confident, and I think the group we have, can do that.
Following that up, Trey, just what's the biggest thing you learned this year about what it takes to win at a high level? You personally as a team.
Yeah, one thing I learned this year, you got to be a high seed. Home court advantage is a big thing, and I think for me, understanding and going through this process now is like, all right, we got into the playoffs. Now we did a lot of things, but we kind of made it hard on ourselves, right? Let's make it a little bit easier and play in some more home games. And I think for us, that's the next step for us is, trying to build towards home court advantage.
And sorry, one last follow-up for you. If this was a regular season, how long would
I'd have been out. Depends on where we are. I don't know. A lot of people didn't think I would play, but I didn't care.
All right, Jelani's going to take over with the Zoom room.
We'll start with Steve Hummer.
Yeah, Trey, as you were leaving the court, off the court, going to the locker room, you seemed to yell something up at the crowd. I think I know what you said, but my lip reading from way on high might be a little off. What did you tell them?
What did you think? I want to hear it.
I thought you said we'll be back.
Yeah, you was right. You was right. No, I definitely believe we'll be back. I feel like we'll be back, and I meant that with my whole heart.
Zach Klein.
John was talking about the importance of getting this far with this young crew and experiencing the playoffs. Trey, is that all it is, or is there something that when you look at Milwaukee, what they had encompassed as a roster that's needed to get to that next step?
Yeah, it's this whole thing is about experience. You have to go through it you really have to go through this. And you see on the West, you see CP's never been to the finals in his 16 years. Like, this is hard. It's not easy, and you really have to go through it. And I think what he did and what he's been through really helped his Suns team. And I think what this team has been through with the Bucks, they've been through it. They've been to this point a couple of times. So I know that feeling. They didn't want to go home again. And I think for us, we got that same feeling now, and it's it's the same thing.
Final question on Zoom will come from Maria Martin.
Trey, now that you've gotten the experience of the playoffs, do you feel more confident now that you've taken this step in the future of this franchise?
Definitely. I mean, like I just said, when you go through experience and we've been through it and we've succeeded at a high level in these playoffs, and I think with that we can only build off that. And it's been a special year, and I'm excited about what's to come.
Thank you, Trey.
Cool.
started here in the room with the question from Sarah.
Hey, Coach Hart. I know it's a tough note to end on, but just the way this team finished the season and starting 14 and 20 and battling into the conference finals, how much do you feel like you guys can sustain this and have the building blocks to do this, to win at this level consistently moving forward?
I mean, we saw what it takes, and we saw how you're getting further. The games are getting harder and tougher, and matchups, and is getting even more physical every single game, in every single round. So it's a great experience for all of us, with a lot of ups and downs we had this year, and from now on, it's only going to be harder for us. This is the first time, and the first time you do it, it's kind of easier a little bit, because you don't know what to expect. And from now, it's going to be harder, and we're going to be ready for it.
Chris.
What's the season been like for you personally after signing here in the off season, going through rebuilding season?
The craziest year by far in my career, for sure. Like so many thoughts, so many, at the beginning, especially, where I'm going to end up, what's going to happen with my career. Then I get hurt. Then that trade line, my name was dropping all over the places. And, I'm proud that, coming back of the injury that I had, fighting for a spot back in a team. And, such a challenging year for me. And at the end of the year, I'm happy with what I did. Not satisfied, just a little bit happy with how the year ended up for me.
Jeff.
I know everybody's playing through some sort of injuries this country, how tough was it to watch Trey out here?
I mean, I understand him, and I feel him, and I know what it feels like, to play with injuries. I've been playing, I don't know, since game 4 against Philly. I tweaked my ankle, then my knee started to hurt because of that compensation, and I couldn't go right at all, and that's my side, So yeah, it's completely, every play you have to think about it, and I'm proud of him, getting out there and competing. That means he cares about this team. He cares about, he knows the value of these games, at this stage, at this level, and he gave it everything, and it was good to see him over there, even that he was hurt. It was hard for him. You could tell, but I'm happy that he played tonight.
And I'm just curious, what was the scene like in the locker room?
I mean, it was mixed emotions. It was sad and happy, and the season is finally over. That this is the season. Season was really hard for every team. Corona, so many games packed in after the All-Star break, especially. We couldn't rest. So many injuries, and I mean, we're just proud, that we finished the way we finished. But I could tell we were not completely happy, because at the end of the day we lost this game, we lost this round, but we learned and we saw what it takes to get here.
Sarah.
Nate talked about how he talked with you guys about how he felt y'all shocked the NBA this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that? And do you feel like you guys kind of send a message about this franchise moving forward?
I agree with him. We definitely shocked the NBA. No one expected us to be before the All-Star break. They didn't expect us being in playoffs, as far as I remember. Even earlier in the season, in the beginning of the year, I think we were ranked something around 9, 10, something like that, which is fine. It's challenging. And that's why I said, from next year, whatever you do less, like from next upcoming years, whatever you do less, is going to be like a fail, you know? So that's why I say it's only going to be harder from this point. And what I'm happy about this team is what Nate said when he was even assistant coach. He said he was pretty quiet back then, but he said one thing, when Coach LP needed him to say something, he called him out and he said, guys, one thing I know in NBA, this place in Atlanta was, easy win. Whoever came here last couple of years was like easy win. So let's make sure this year, we get back to that. The teams needs to be prepared for this game here. It is not going to be easy. So I think we did that, and that's what makes me proud and my team proud about it.
You brought up Nate. How much do you credit him for the turnaround that you got? I mean, I know it is a group effort, but how much do you credit him for the turnaround that you guys were able to undergo?
So much, for real. Like he was a player, so he knows how to challenge the players, and he would challenge them all the time. Every single one of us. And he sees all these little things. When someone is down, how to get him up, how to give him that confidence. Watch the tape with the players. Listen, see what he sees, what the player sees. So I like him. And I'm very proud of him.
Okay, Jelani.
First question from Zoom will come from Zach Klein.
Yeah, man, playing 14 games in basically 28 days, just every other month or every other day, rather, game. You guys just tired? I mean, because you guys had good looks with the threes. I mean, both teams just struggling with the open shot. Is that just what the schedule, it takes its toll on you guys?
At the end of the day, it's all mental, when you come to this far and you're tired, you have to do whatever, to prepare for this game, to don't look tired at least, and to go through it. We all been in these situations. It's different, in playoffs than in regular season, but at the end of the day, that one shot, two shots, if they don't fall in, the other team takes the lead. That's what it's all about in the playoffs.
Christos.
Hey, brother, hope you're doing well. What are the aspects that make you confident about next season for that group of guys?
I mean, we show the way we want to play, and we show the confidence, and we show belief that we have, and we show what it takes, and when you know how to get there, how to win the games, how to win the crucial games. This is only a learning experience for all of us. It's a first playoff season for me too here. So, and it's different. It's different than in your league. It's different than in Europe. It's different stage. And as I said, it's going to be tough, but it's going to be challenging, and I think our team is ready for this challenge.
Allison.
Hey, Bogey, you talked about it, that this season was just so unique from COVID, and then you guys had to deal with a coaching change and then injuries. What did you learn about yourself this season?
Oh, that's a long story. I don't know where to start, really, but I feel like I prove it one more time, that when you feel like so bad and you feel miserable and you're so down, you're touching the earth, you're smelling the dirt and everything, and you're so low, but you still find a way to get up and fight through it. And I will never lose that in myself. Like I will always have that confidence to get back. Even after like the worst days and whatever, I'm going to fight through it, and I'm going to find a way.
Question from Maria Martin.
Bogey, you talked about all of the adversity that this group has overcome and everything that you guys have been able to accomplish this season. What's made you the most proud to be a part of this group in particular?
You know, how young they are and how competitive they are. You know, there's a lot of young guys. They somehow, you know, I see in NBA, you know, it looks like they don't like to compete, you know, every single night. They be picking the games and all that. But this group here, they would, you know, they were fighting through injuries. They were ready to play every single night. They understand what it takes to win. You know, they saw it and they accepted. And everyone is willing to sacrifice. You know, it's hard to do it. And when you have this type of the group, they want to sacrifice. You know, then it makes it easier to win games and to keep this organization going. You know, in the right direction. So that's what makes me proud of this group.
Thank you, Bogey.
Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. Bogey was our final player for the night.
Thanks, Jelani.
Thanks, Jelani.
Thanks, Jelani.
Jelani, really appreciate it.